In Sundays, we've been discussing about the Viruddha Dharmas, opposite natures that exist in Srimati Radhika. Okay? Like we've heard, the Prem is so condensed. It also increases more and more and still reaches the limit of increasing, but still after reaching the limit increases more, even after it gets to the limit. Like you've heard. Also, Srimati Radhika, she's guru, but still she doesn't think she's higher, superior, and someone should venerate her or venerate, like worship her or like. And also, third Viruddha Dharma Srai means Viruddha Dharma. She's so pure and spotless character, but still she manifests this crookedness of the Vamya Bhav and this kind of behavior. Srimati Radhika is Prema Shrai, means shelter of Prem. Krishna is Prema Vishai, object of the Prem. Krishna says, I relish the Vishaya Jatya Sukh, means the happiness of the object of the love. But I want to relish this Ashraya Jatya Sukh. I want to relish the happiness of the the shelter of the love, Krishna saying. How will I get this Ashraya Jatya Sukh? This happiness of the shelter of the love. That's why Krishna says, if somehow I could accept this shelter of Prem, like this Prema Ashray means the Prem of the shelter of love, then I could relish this. So like this, Krishna is so curious, topmost curious. So to get this Prema Ananda, which Prem? The Ashraya Jatya Prem means love that shelter of love feels. So Krishna became so greedy to know this. As like I said, two kinds of bhakti. Vaidhi Bhakti and Raganuga Bhakti. Another name of Raganuga Bhakti is, do you remember? Sorry, Lobhamai Bhakti. Lobha Utpadika Bhakti. Remember, you should remember that. So in the Bhakti, Raganuga Bhakti, Lobh is foremost. The greed is prominent. Another name of Vaidhi Bhakti is Shastra-Nushasana-Mai Bhakti. Because this is the Vaidhi Bhakti. You're following the rules of the scriptures. Whatever the rules that the Shastra says, You completely follow these rules. This is the Vaidhi Bhakti. But for sadhak, first he should follow the Vidhi Bhakti, means Vaidhi Bhakti. So, according to the previous samskaras of the sadhakas, or by the strength of his sukriti, he can enter the Raga Bhakti, or also by the mercy of Lord. Then, like when the sadhaka is mainly following the Vaidhi Bhakti, slowly, this he becomes greedy, or like with so much desire, longing to get these modes of the Brajavasis. How to get that thing? By Shravan Kirtan and etc., following other links of bhakti, this longing will come to his heart. Longing. And also by the association of the devotees. Again, he does the Shravana Kirtan. And he endeavors to attain that mood that he wants. This is called Lobhamaya Bhakti. If you see in someone's heart that someone's heart is full, just like a rasagula, completely full of all these brajaras, you should sit with this kind of person and listen Harikatha from him. And by listening slowly, this bhav, you'll get this bhav. And two like things for the sadhaka in this moment. Two activities of the sadhaka. In the sadhaka rup means form of a sadhaka, he is following all the rules. And in his internal body. What is antarnisthita deha? Means his pure body, the body of the soul. With this body, he is remembering the transcendental pastimes of Lord. That's why Rupa Goswami said that in Raghunaga Bhakti there are external activities and internal activities. Bahir means external, Antar means internal. External activity of Raganuga Bhakti is to follow all the rules of Vidhi. Means follow the rules. Like Sanka, this local, like for example, chant Nama, mantra, etc. The person still does all this, but in his internally conceived body, in his own pure chitta, he gets this body which is suitable for serving to Lord, appropriate for serving Krishna, and in this body he serves to Krishna. So Mahaprabhu said, that this actually is very high class because this is possible when for the sadhaka. When the sadhaka comes to the stage of asakti or bhava, then this antastitita means this pure body internally conceived, like this transcendental body. Means the person realizes his own swarup of his atma. In the Shakti stage, this is only abhasha, like semblance of this. But in Bhavadasha stage of Bhava, then this in Premadasha, the completely realized, in Bhavadasha he realized almost very much this internal body, this. But in Prema Dasha this is completely. So three kinds of lob. So three kinds of loba. According to the samskaras of previous life, the person follows all the rules. The person follows all the rules in the sadhaka deha. For example, Guru Padasrai, Diksha Shiksha, taking shelter, initiation, serving Guru with intimacy. He does all this. The person does all this every day. The person follows all the rules, whatever he has to do. Second, these three symptoms of loba, these symptoms of love. So first, you follow all the rules. Second, you stay in Vraj. If not possible with your body, then with your mind. You certainly stay in Vrindavan. So, you'll remember Lila Katha of Vraj from 10th canto. How also you'll remember also the gopis service of the gopis. Especially I said, like staying Vraj means, for example, Lila Stali. For example, staying Giriraj Govardhan or in Udavan, Nikunjavan, in all these places if you stay there. Nandagaon, Barshana, Javat, Kukilavan. These are all places of pastimes, so much sweet pastimes like this, and loving pastimes. So you, with so much respect, you stay in this place. Third symptom of a person who has the lobe, greed, he's always staying with the Rasika Jan devotees, and listening Harikatha from them. Like this, doing bhajan and slowly. This sadhaka reaches the stage, Anatanivriti, Nista, Ruchi, and Shakti Bhavre. So all the activities of Lord spontaneously manifest, spontaneously, Saltaspurti means spontaneously, manifesting his heart. Means the person doesn't need to imagine all these things. Automatically, all this pastimes manifesting his heart. While chanting holy names, these all lilas come in his heart. Because a person is not imagining, not need to imagine anything. By mercy of Lord, spontaneously manifesting his heart. This envy and like hatred, this all goes away from the heart. Even after doing bhajan for so many days, but if you're still doing bhajan for many times and you still have irshadesh, means like hatred, and also envy in your heart, means you had. Gurudeva said you didn't even start to do the bhajan. Didn't even start. If you have this hatred and also this irsha, this envy, you should think you haven't even started to do the bhajan yet. So if you listen Hariya Katha, this is nothing, because your heart's still full of, if you're listening all this, but still your heart is like full of lust, anger, envy and hatred. So what is the benefit? So we should take out all this lust, anger, this envy and desh, means like this hatred from the heart. Should always be deep and thinking about the Krishna's pastimes. Don't chase, no? Yeah. Like your bhakti hasn't even happened yet, and still like making fun of others. You can hurt someone's heart. Then you might hurt someone's heart. This is a parada. Gurudev is saying like don't make so much fun, like jokes, these things, because you might hurt someone's heart. Like you see Rupa Goswami, he was just laughing about another thing. Kanjan Krishna Das saw and became feeling offended. So when you speak to someone, you should always be careful. Don't fun and make a joke so much. Gurudev told all this. Because if you just make fun so much and joke, maybe you can make offense to the person's feet. So Rupa Goswami was Nitya Parikar. And still he's showing all these leelas to us. Kanchana Krishna Das came. Rupa Goswami was remember Leela. He didn't say that Kanchana Krishna Das was there, but still, Rupa Goswami he left and like this he did offense to Kanchana Krishna Das. So I'm saying, don't do this joking and making fun. Otherwise, you may offend another person. In bhajan, it never happened for you. You know, so I have also the chanting for holy names. You come to Gurudev and say, "Oh, I don't have taste for chanting." That's why you don't have the ruchi, the taste for chanting, because you're doing offense, aparad. So always should be a deep person, like Gambhir, serious, Gambhir, and chant holy names. You see all this because you get a rare thing. We have to do the sadhan. So Durlabha? So what do you have to do? Like, for example, someone wants to meet like magistrate. Understand. So for example, if you want to attain a very nice post or rank, you also have to study so much, It's not just cannot easily get a post, a high post job or something like this. Not only studying, but also you have to make a test to get this high post job. Then you have to get the admission. And then study again and make the test, everything like this. So we are going to attain the topmost thing. Do you think it's something like joking or like funny? It's the topmost thing. We were discussing this Karikatha. To become being the servant of Srimati Radhika, this is not ordinary thing. This is rare even for Brahman demigods. One time, once Brigadishi, he came to Brahmaji and said, "Father, I want to listen something about Radha and the Gopis. Please tell us about her prem." Brigadishi asked Brahmaji. Then Brahmaji said, "This is very deep and confidential knowledge. For 60,000 years old. For 60,000 years old, Brahmaji said, I've been doing austerities for that. But still, I haven't attained this thing. Means Radha Tata. Means what? This Radha Dasa Prem, servant of Srimati Radhika, such a deep and also valuable thing. Topmost, like so much valuable. It's not something like ordinary or like. So to get this, even Brahmaji is saying, I did 60,000 years old. How many? For 60,000 years, I've done austerities for that. Hard austerities, but still, I haven't attained to that. That which is so rare even for Brahman demigods. This so much rare thing. How you'll get that? That's why. First we should control and also behave properly. Like even seeing the shloka, but how to really follow that in your life, you know? First, you should control your urge of speaking. Should speak less. Don't keep joke and laugh these things, because then become your habits, and maybe then you like this you can be offense, and this offense will drag you down, and you go to hell. So control the urges of your speech. That's your freedom. You should do that. Also, you should control the impulse or the urge of your mind. The mind goes so many places, not far away. And also accepting so many things, want to accept so many different things. Subtle body, no? Mind. Man, buddhi, mind, intelligence, ahankar, ego, chitta, heart. This is the subtle body. They're so subtle, so they also want many things. So you should control your mind as well. The urges of your anger, you should also control that. That person who is angry should try to be far from this person. Understand? For example, a person is very angry. When you come to this person, you should just speak sweet words to him with humility. Humility speaking sweet words. Then it'll be okay. There is a way of speaking. Otherwise, like that quarrel, you speak and he'll speak back like this, a quarrel so much. So like a kitchen, together you quarreling more. So you should try to be far from angry people. But if angry person, but if you speak to him, you should be always calm and sweet words. Otherwise, everything will be destroyed for you. Like a snake, you should be far from the snakes. Always stay near the snake. What should you do with the snake? Be far from snakes. In the bus is written, the bus? Like in the bus it says be far, some far from the bus. Otherwise you can be hit by the bus. You have to be far. So if you should be far from this person who is angry or quarreling or this, and you should love him with sweet words. You should be affectionate to him with sweet words. Understand? You should speak things, but with so much sweet words. You have to speak truth. You have to speak truth, but if if he doesn't like it, he speaks. So this is the arts of the realm of bhakti. Sorry, depois eu volto, eu não entendi. Eu vou explicar melhor depois. Tá.
झगड़ा सिस्टम
like you say something and he quickly also quarrels, like answers back, and then this becomes a quarrel. Then the love and affection finish. You just say Prabhu Dandavat Pranam. Then later see. Okay, sorry, I couldn't get it before, sorry. What did Draupadi say? She just laughing said, she said, a blind. Dhritarashtra he's blind because of the love he has for his son, and also because he's really blind. Why is the blindness of Dhritarashtra? He's blind because of his putra sneha, his love for his son. He's blind because of this, and also he's blind because of his eyes also, he's blind. Like he cannot see. Dhritarashtra knows whatever Duryodhana is doing, all this is wrong things. He knows or not? He knows everything. How Duryodhana and Dushasana, they try to kill him by giving poison to him. Even like they even put his body in the water after later. First they put the poison in the kheer, in the sweet rice, and second also Duryodhana and Dushasana, they took his body, Bhim body. He was still alive. He hadn't died yet, the Bhim, but still they put his body in under the water, like throwing the water his body. Have you seen in the Mahabharata this? If you see the television, all this lila, like in the television, like it'll be good because everything you'll be impressed and you'll never forget. So, for example, the Lakshagriham is the wax house that they made for the Pandavas, and then they set fire on this house, try to burn them alive. Dhritarashtra knew everything, and still, although he was blind, he knew all this. He know like how they tried to take the cloth of Draupadi. Like he couldn't see, but he could hear, everything what was going on. He was blind from eyes, but he had ears. He could hear. Gurudeva, should I chant my mantra with open eyes or closed eyes? Some people ask me. Should I chant mantra with closed eyes or open eyes? Whatever is best for you. Then I say, you cannot, whatever is best for you can do. You cannot fix your mind. But if you be with eyes open, then it will be more difficult even to control your mind, because you'll be seeing many things also. Sometimes the devotees, they ask me, Maharaj, tell me, I have to chant Gayatri mantra with eyes shut or eyes open? If you do it, you cannot even control your mind yet, so if you do it with eyes open, you're seeing so many things, then your mind will be even more like agitated. But if you close your eyes, you cannot see anything. but still you have. So at least if you close your eyes, you cannot see the things outside. So those who conquer the mind, there's no difference for them. Open their eyes or close their eyes while chanting. Those persons that have controlled their senses. Jitendra means the person who controls the senses. With the eyes open or shut, they are not seeing anything. Their mind is one-pointed. Just like in the Bhagavatam describes. One person. He was like a Fianna Flecha, arrow, like making more sharpening his arrow. And then he was completely absorbed, sharpening his arrow. And then came a party of marriage, wedding, like so many people in the party, wedding party, playing instruments and with elephants, horses, passed near him. And one person came and asked this person who was sharpening the arrow, "Did you see the marriage party, the wedding party? Where did they go? Which direction?" Sorry, the band party. No, the bands of the wedding. They went to which direction? He said, "I didn't even see them." Sharpening the arrow. So he was sharpening the arrow and he did not see. I didn't even see or hear them. His eyes were open, but his mind was completely absorbed in sharpening the arrow. His eyes were open. Imagine such a band, like so many instruments and noise, but he didn't even see. The band was playing so like loud that even the things were moving, like trembling a little bit, like tremendo. If some meters near the band, like for example, they came just near your house, they are playing so loud, the instruments and all, that everything is like a little bit trembling. Like someone plays the mridanga very loud, for example. For example, a house of two floors, and you're down playing instrument like mridanga, playing like this. And also those who are in the second floor, sometimes like things are moving for them because of the sound. You don't know, but the person who is living in the second floor, maybe he'll complain because. We say, no, what the problem? Sometimes the brahmachari, they do like this. They are beating the mridanga is so loud. In Mathura, then Gurudev used to come and beat them. Gurudev Narayana Goswami Maharaj. After the mridanga, Arati is finished, some brahmacharis, for maybe 1.5 hours. After Arati, for 1 hour, still taking mridanga and beating. Playing very loud. After 10-15 minutes, Gurudev comes downstairs, and then slapping them and beating them, because those who play the mridanga, he doesn't know, because his mind focused to that. He doesn't know how much the sound is like going, and how far the sound is going. He doesn't know. Going up, going down, like he's not aware of the effects of the sound, because his mind is just there in the mridanga. So if your mind is like one-pointed or immersed, you can chant mantra with open eyes or closed eyes, just like, for example, Shukadeva Goswami Pada also went to the jungle with eyes open or shut. How he was going? With eyes open, actually half open his eyes. To the forest he was going. He could not see anything. These ladies who were in the lake taking bath without clothes, he didn't even see them. if your mind is one pointed to chanting holy names into the mantra, you're not seeing anything actually. Is it a wood or is it a lady? You're not seeing anything. It's a lady or wood. Who is there sitting? You're not seeing actually. But those who have not mind one pointed, even with closed eyes shut, they're still seeing everything, like Mati Guting. They're still seeing other things. Even with eyes shut, they are seeing everything. How? Yes, because he's thinking about other things. So the mind. Anyhow, you should fix your mind in Lord Bhagavan. Understand? That's fine. How you should do the anik? Eyes shut or eyes open depends on your adhikar. You can do it both, depends on you. Adhikar. Nimnakari, what? Anadhikari. Those who don't have adhikari should chant with eyes shut. Those who have inferior eligibility. Means those who cannot control their senses should at least shut their eyes while chanting. Then to try to fix their minds better. Not to... Because if you think bad things, if you see bad things, then also you think about bad things. Like not bad things also, but here and there, many kinds of things. So don't see this. Today nowadays only this stupid nonsense rascal things. If you see these things, then when you do the Gayatri, all these things will come in your mind again. These bad things you saw. So you should try to control your mind. The more you control your mind, and like the more your mind become like, you have to make your mind pure like this. Like Shukadeva Goswami is the eternal parrot of Srimati Radhika. But still in this world he's showing this. When he was born from the womb of his mother, he was just running to the forest. His father was after him, screaming, "Ah, my son, oh my son," but he didn't even turn back to see his father. Understand? So in this way, we should control all these urges of Vachovega, Manavig. This, if you didn't control, Sarva what? Everything wasted. So I was talking about Raganuga Bhakti. Three symptoms of Raganuga Bhakti, I said. Tell. First, whatever is written in the Shastra, in your sadhaka body, the person will follow all these rules. For example, Guru Padasraya, Diksha, Shiksha, Ishrambena, Guru Seva. You have to follow these rules. Like this loka of the 6 Goswamis explain how they did bhajan and sadhan. Like this Sankhya Purvaka Nama. Like they were sleeping one night under one tree. Taking Madhukari means asking donation from house of Vrajavasis. Speaking names of Vaishnavas and also speaking names of Lila Stalis and doing Dandavat Pranams. And also speaking sweet names of Krishna. At least try to sleep less. Give up your laziness. Try to control eating and sleeping, especially in the evening. If you don't eat, it's good in the nighttime, evening time. It's good not to eat in the evening time. Understand? Because it's difficult to digest things in the nighttime, evening time. First, like some people of some sampradayas, they don't eat in the evening time. Just like the Jain people from this sampradaya, they don't. After sunset, they don't eat. It's true, yeah. There's a scientific reason behind. What people do this is good. Understand? Maybe some insects can go in your food because it's evening time. When you're eating in the evening time, some insect or some spider can go in your food, on your food. You cannot see properly, you know? You cannot see properly what is in your food. There's some one sick person, they put some turban in the head, no? What is he? One devotee, he stays here, he's sick also, he has one turban. He started laughing, saying something. Because that time there was no lights, you know, this cannot see properly before because there was no light. That's why Shastra says that should not eat nighttime because there may be some insect will come in your food because you cannot see. But nowadays so much, you know, this scientific and all these lights, you can see everything in the nighttime. You can properly see, isn't it? Because of lights. So much light, you know, these lamps, the bulbs, you know. So you should give up these wrong, like these old rules and take new rules. Because we can just take prasad in the evening time with light. Then a Jaini person told him, a Jain. I also think like this, but you have such a big turban and also a big beard. No, because he has a big beard. So, at that time there was no razor before. Nowadays there is razor, isn't it? Isn't it? There's even a machine that takes out the hair. One time I did with machine, but my body started trembling, like because it's very sensitive, you know, like electric machine razor. Máquina de barbear. When you switch it on. One time, one brahmachari said, let's do like this. And he showed me. But when they start like trembling, like I said, no, please, I don't want. Isn't it? So they were joking with each other. Like this Jain and this Prabhu Sikh. So, like, just stay in your own dharma like this. Okay. So, for example, according to your rules, you have to stay with big beards and big turban. Okay, just follow your religion. Don't like point out the other people. So, like us, we keep with Sikha. Some people, what they do? Some bad people. Some atheist people, bad people. They ask, why do you keep the Sikha? One time, Gurudeva Vamana Maharaj, He was in a train in Assam. His servant was a small boy at the time, maybe 12, 13-year-old boy with him. They were traveling, going to Assam. In the bus, actually. My Gurudev was not taking car or anything. Let's go in the bus. Like this. He was a very simple person, my Gurudev. So he sat in the bus from one place to another inside Assam state. So he had this brahmachari with him. So some kids of school, they're really like evil, and also some like naughty, like bullies. Especially in Bengal, and also here also, like bad people, evil people, like bullies. Yeah? Some people, they have this tamas swabhav, means they see a saint, for example, they want to make fun of the sadhu, give some trouble. Even physical torture they want to do with the sadhu. Some people are like this. They have this ignorant nature, and they want to even do physical torture. Completely low kinds of human being. Next life they will become ghosts. They just came from the hell, actually. Tulsidas said, how do you know from where each person came? Each person came from the hell or from the swarga? From where? According to the nature you can know. I'm not saying, it's Tulsidas saying. Persons who just came from Narak, hell, how do you know? He's a human being, but completely tamaswabhav, means ignorant mood. Without reason. He's what? Giving trouble to others without reason. People who just came from the jail, from the hell. They got so much beat up there. But they didn't change. So these people from the hell, how do you know he just came from hell? Because he's tamoguni. He's tamoguni and also dusht, like evil, bad person. Just now we were coming from there, from Australia, Singapore to Delhi. We were in a line. Some people were Bihar workers, something. There was a long line. Go in the back. So they were saying they need to go to the back of the line. Radhe Radhe, go in the back. You cannot like a furafila, you know how to say? Go in the middle of the line. They wanted to go in front, you can ask him, Krishna Kripa Prabhu. Let's go in the other line, let's not stay with them. If you stay with these evil people or bad people, then it will not be good for your head. So why are you saying this? I was telling the story of Gurudev. So there was a servant with him, 10, 12 years, that's better, yeah, he was a 12-year-old boy. After Purnima, so they were just shaved, and he has a big choti, he had a big jasika. And people of school start bullying him, like, bullying with this boy. Gurudev was chanting Harinam. Then the Sevaka didn't say anything. But we should go. The people, these boys were saying, like the bullies, the sadhu should walk by feet. Why they're in the train like this? Like, oh, look at this choti, this hair they have in the back. But still the boy didn't say anything. And these boys of school, these young boys, 15, 10-year-old or 20, started troubling him, like, and they did what? Even like pulling his choti. First I said that like the torture comes by mouth, and then even like bodily also torture. Actually, these are kind of jokes with other people, like bullies, this thing, like this kind of bad, like this kind of jokes. Actually, you can recognize this person came from hell, because his nature of the person can say from where the person came. Don't need even to say, just nature the person of say if he came from hell or swarga. Understand? In America and other countries, if somebody does like this, free wait ticket? Maybe you don't know, but like some people. Gusta? Sorry. Why do you have this band? Sometimes I ask. People who came out from the jail, is it so? Like this? Yeah, I think, yeah. Then you can say this person, oh, this person is a parade. He just came from jail. People who come out from jail in America, he even gets the free tickets. And they have this band so that everybody can know that he came from jail. Those who came out from jail, they have some different kind of thing. Band. You don't travel so much, so you don't know. But I saw in America they have these things also. In America, especially in the United States of America. One person. Without the ticket, he came inside. So the police caught him. But later, how he was going from one place to the other? Because actually the government... Sorry, I'm not listening. Air ticket free. So he had this what is it? Band? What? So anyway, I'm sorry. I'm a terrible person. I cannot understand. So then you see this and you say this person is a criminal. He's a paradi. Especially in the United States. In other countries, not so much. But in America, you see. Like somebody came from Mexico to the United States, crossing the river, and came from Mexico to the United States. Then the police put in the jail and beat him like this. Then, for example, if you go somewhere else, in our country, the person can go from jail anywhere, but actually full of security camera, person cannot run away. Whatever you put your hand there, saying, I think not here in America maybe. So sorry, while I was speaking, these boys in the bus, they're physical torturing the Gurudev Vamana Maharaj in his sevak, pulling his choti. And when he's not, why? Because he was not speaking anything back, the devotee boy, they start pulling his hair. And Gurudev didn't say anything. Gurudev also didn't say anything. When they say that the sadhu was not saying anything, even the boy, Gurudev didn't say anything. Gurudev was just saying Harinam. Then Gurudev said, be peaceful. You see, something amazing happened. Came a big stone came. Came from outside and just broke the window of the bus, the glass window. Hit the glass window. All the glasses were broken. and they all came in the faces of these boys who were making the fun, the bullying, in their eyes. And people who were sitting, nothing happened to the other people of the bus, just to these people, these bullies. Gurudev was like this. All the boys had to go to the hospital. Even their eyes, like some of them, the eyes completely like hurt. The eyes completely hurt. If somebody's doing this, okay. If somebody's doing this, like that's why. Be very humble is good. And God is Saranagata Palak, protector of the surrenders. So God punished them or not? So the God, he punishes these like persons who do this kind of bad activities according to the time. Like when the time comes, he does that. So the person who controls the senses, he's capable of ruling the earth. That person who controls the 6 urges. Try to control or conquer each of these things. If I have anger, anger is like a fire. If you feel angry, drink water. One person told Gurudev, I feel so much anger. Gurudev said, anger is like a fire, burning everything. Just like the fire, he burns everything and then makes everything ashes. So when the anger stops, then you regret, why did I do this, Just like the fire burns everything and then pacifies us. The fire burns and then stops. So like this, the anger destroys everything for you. Then later you regret, why did I do this? So Krodha is like the fire. Okay, to control the fire you need water. So drink water for the anger. If you have so much anger, drink a lot of water. 2 liters. Drink the water. Because the water, it will pacify you. Drink water. This water is? Sorry, what? So just have the Nistha in Bhagavad Bhajan, reading the books, the Granthas. So God is so merciful. And you should see everything is His mercy. Whatever is coming, it's according to karma of previous life, what to do. But I'll serve you through my mind, body and words. So like this. should be established in the logic of the scriptures. For example, you can think in previous life I gave trouble to this person, and now this is coming back to me again. I give one example. Maybe you've heard. You have to go. One person, very simple person. He went to the office. He was a very simple person, very calm person. He went to the office. He was the manager of the topmost manager of the office. And then his client came. They started speaking, but this client came from hell. Means he was a tamasic person. Always you should think that person who is tamasic, rude, so like bad behavior, bad nature, and you should not say that he came from hell, otherwise he'll be more angry with you. But you can think inside yourself that he came from hell, that person who is like this. Some foolish people, they say like this: oh my Gurudeva said that you came from hell, and then he'll beat you. So some people are foolish, then they tell you like, because if you give instructions to a fully stupid person, sometimes they understand opposite result may come. This Niti Shastra saying this. This bird making the nest. Have you seen this? Okay. क्या है? No, it's an art. The bird makes this thing. What is it? Somebody understand? Okay. João de Bar, maybe. So if is it summer or cold? Becomes a really nice atmosphere inside, and these birds are so intelligent, more than human beings. Have you seen? What is it? What is it? So in time of the Varshad means rain, some monkeys were under. So it's like this nest, I don't know what, from the birds. Weaving birds, I don't know. So he said, you're a monkey. So you're just a little bit before the human beings. Just like a human being, the monkeys look like human beings. You're not so intelligent as this? You see there's a house nearby? You can sit under some roof of some house, then you can be protected from the rain. I am a bird. I am less intelligent than you, and I'm also smaller, and still I made my house protect from the rain. You are like Margat Vairag, you're like a renounced, but you didn't do this. At least stay under someone's roof, some roof of some house, then you'll be protected from the rain. The bird was telling the monkey. Then the monkey tried to give instructions to these small birds. You're so small, I'm very big, monkey said. I'm Banar. Means I'm about to become human being. I'm not yet human being, but I'm about to be. Maybe next life, like the monkey said. I'm almost human being. And now you want to give me instruction again. You're a small bird. So the monkey went and took all the nest of the birds and destroyed. So Shastra says, you should not give instruction to foolish persons. Otherwise it will be bad for you. Like this, the birds will give instruction to the monkeys, and then the monkeys destroyed the nest of birds. So the small birds try to give instructions to the bunders, to the monkeys, and then monkeys took all their nests and destroyed. So what I'm to say, understand? You should understand that person who is so much angry, calming, like lusty, and always fighting, quarreling like this kind of rude behavior. And you should understand that he came from hell. But don't tell him, oh, Gurudev said you came from hell. No. Otherwise, destroyed for you. Like it will be some problem for you. So in Ramcharita says, you can recognize some who came from hell. Just some gain you should just keep in your heart. Don't tell. Understand? Some knowledge of Shastra you should just keep in your heart. Don't tell, you're always fighting, always like making so much fazendo barraco, like all the time, like making trouble. I know you came from hell. No, otherwise you're just being like this monkey. So just keep in your heart. Like a bad person came from hell. If you can be protected far from him, it's good. But if you have to speak with him, speak with love. Glorify him. Enough. But if you don't have intelligence, then you start speaking with him, also like fighting with him, he will fight back. Your bhajan will be destroyed because you'll be just quarreling. Your bhajan will be destroyed and also no benefit of quarreling with this person. Your mind will be mind tension and disturbed. Isn't it? That's why. You should be far from these hypocrite people, duplicity people, bad people, or like this, like bad nature people. But if you have to speak with prem. If you say you came from hell, my Gurudev said, then you will start a quarrel, big fight with him. So read the Upanishadamrita, each sloka. You can even be able to conquer your enemy with sweet words. With sweet words. It's possible. Understand? So conquer your urge of anger. Be established in the Tattva Siddhanta. If somebody's doing like this with me, like treating me somehow, like this is actually result of my... If I threw mud someone in another person's life, if I threw mud in someone's life in the past, in the other life, this will come back to me. Just think that whatever is coming is previous life. And also like because Lord wants to make you humble. And do the Bhagavad Bhajan. Like you should always keep your heart pure and nothing should be obstacle for Bhagavad Bhajan. Remember one sloka only. Katanya Kampam. So beautiful. Everything will come in your life. But what should you do? Always. Sorry. The video of the two bears, baby bear and this mother bear. The baby bear just like, escorregando a montanha e ele cai pra baixo. The baby bear, you not see the video? Baby bear is coming down of the mountain. This is teaching of life, this video. The storms will come in our life. The storms come in everyone's life. The storm is what? Many obstacles in their life. Everyone faces this in their lives. Everyone. So it's not a path of flowers. It's a carpet of thorns. It's only like stones and thorns on your path. Have to learn how to walk. Tolerating. Have sweet behavior or sweet. Even if a person is your friend or enemy, you should have sweet like bhav with him. For enemy, you can be like a nirapeksha, be far from him. You cannot be friend with an enemy. So you can be nirapeksha. Nirapeksha? And try to speak with sweet words. This is the art of the bhajan. Conquer lust and anger. The lust and anger, they come also according to what you eat. Kam and Krodh, they come from Rajugun. Oh, I am the doer. Should be a little bit far from these people. Far from people? I'm not the one to purify him, to improve him, correct him. So try to be far. And also speak sweet words. Good words, speak to him. Don't speak like in a bad way with him. Try to speak the truth, but aprasata means what? But what is I said, like for example, Draupadi said, "You're blind like your son." Apriya means? Huh? Not favorable truth. Is a bitter truth. And by fruit of that, Draupadi said this bitter truth, and the Draupadi, all that problem for Draupadi, they tried to take out her cloth like this. Also, Sita was also saying some bad things to Lakshman also. "13 years in the exile already had passed when Sita was kidnapped by Ravan. 13 years had already passed, only one more year in the exile. Only one more year. And when Marich came, Marich was in the form of this golden deer. Sita said, "Oh my Lord, please catch this golden deer." When we go to Ayodhya, I'll give to Bharat like this. We'll put in the palace this golden deer. Ram thought there's not any golden deer. This is a Maya from the demon, magic of one demon. But Sita said, no, please catch him for me. Actually, Bhagavan had already planned. But actually, only some more demons were there. And like Ram came to the first to kill the demons. He had already killed all of them. The Lord of Ramayana. Some still demons were left. Like for example, Ravan. Rama needed to kill Ravan. Because he was cursed for 3 births. Ravan was cursed. So after Ravan in the April, come to Sisupal. Não estava com Sisupal. You know, they came as Não estava com Sisupal in the other life. And also by being far from Sita Devi, also Ram relished Viraras, because for so much times, 13 years they were together. They relished Milan Ras for 13 years. So Bhagavan Ramachandra knew there was no golden deer. He still ran after this golden deer. And told Lakshman, stay here. And this Marich, which was this demon in the form of the golden deer. He was about to die because of the arrow of Ram. Marich showed his own form. With the same voice of Ram, he starts saying, my brother Lakshman, like screaming for help of Lakshman. Lakshman knew. My brother Ram. Nobody can defeat my brother Ram. Lakshman knew. But still. And Sita Devi said so many rude words to Lakshman. So many rude things. And Lakshman, in the end, he went. Everything was already planned, actually, because of the leelas they needed to do. This kidnapping of Sita and everything. So she said some bad things that Lakshman needed to go. Still he tried to protect Sita, but it was not possible. Because before going, Lakshman did some rekha, some line surrounding the hut. What is this Lakshman rekha? With his arrow, Lakshman did one Lakshman rekha, some line protecting Sita. You heard the Guru's instruction. Guru's instruction. So this Lakshman rekha is called Marjada rekha. If you break the Marjada, I mean the rules. You listen to Ramayana for many days. What is this Lakshman rekha means? Marjada rekha. Lakshman is Guru Tattva, Baladeva Tattva. Ram told Lakshman, stay here and take care of Sita. And when Ram went to see the golden deer. But Lakshman told Sita, but you're saying so many things that I need to go because... But I want to protect you. So with his arrow, he made one, this thing to protect. Nobody could come inside. Even Brahma. Any demon, anything, any kind of people could not go inside this line of protection, this circle of protection that Lakshman had made. You saw in Ramayana. But if Sita Devi came outside and then her life was destroyed, Lakshman said, "Hey mother, don't come out of this circle of protection, this line. Demons, demigods, any person cannot cross this line. But you can cross. But if you come out, your life is endangered." Is it danger? Lakshman said only this to her. And Ravana came, just like dressed as sannyasi, asking for donation, bhiksha. Sita Devi. First, Ravan thought, "I'll cross this line and come inside." Stays alone, I just kidnap her. But Ravana is full of Mayamis, he's full of magical powers, but still he couldn't cross this Lakshman Rekha. Because Ravana was also nothing fear. He had all kinds of astras, the weapons, magical things, so many things. He had all the mystic powers, Ravana. But still, when he tried to cross the line, fire came. Just like some electric fence or something to catch, or electric something to... Yeah, electric fence, nobody can come inside. If you put your hand, then you'll be thrown away or something. And then also the animals as well. In the Western countries, they have this so much. So much power in the Lakshman Rekha as well. Ravana is full of mystic power still. He could not cross the Lakshman Rekha. He tried many times, sometimes. But all the time he tried, this fire was like coming. Ravana was afraid. He had so many mantras of mystic power, but still, it was not possible for him. So another option he sat nearby. Ravan sat nearby, outside the Lakshman Rekha, and said, "I came walking from very far. I didn't eat. I haven't eaten from 3 days. For 3 days, I'm hungry." He was saying, "And you are just lady telling Sita, you should give donation. If you didn't give, everything will be destroyed for you. I can see a present, future, past. I see that your husband, he was running after one golden deer, and he went very far." Sita is thinking, "Oh, he's speaking the truth." Because who can say this? No, it's a pure sense. Some in one house went some this kapati sadhu, like this chalkapat, duplicity, pocket sadhu, and some lady was alone. He wanted to steal her, to take her money, because saying something, the lady gave 100 rupees to this sadhu. He said, "Oh, so easily she gave me 100 rupees. I want to get maybe 1,000 rupees from her." Because this kind of sadhu, why I not get from her 1,000 rupees is better. Then he said, "In your house here, 300 feet under the earth here, there is a minaj petrol. There's a petrol. Don't tell anything, but don't tell to anyone. But 300 meters under 300 feet under the earth, it's like a well, petrol well. And then you get postage petrol, and you get so much money from that." You understand? What happened? You don't understand? So there's a petrol well. Petrol well. You get money, you'll be rich. Maharaj, how much dakshina I have to give you for this? Not so much, 1,000 rupees. That time, 1,000 rupees was just like 1 lakh rupee that time. Yeah, because you saw that I have a petroleum well here, so soon I'll be like rich. 1 billion rupees I'll have. So Maharaj, please have prasad also. Okay, good. Sadhu said. First I got 100 rupee, now I got 1,000 rupee. 1,000 rupees. So I have 100 rupee. And this lady is so simple that she even wants to give me food. I'm hungry for 3 days. Okay, I'll also have prasad. Okay, daughter, make some prasad. Cook quickly, just cook some rice, some dry sabji, not take so much time. Because this sadhu was thinking better I go quickly because maybe her husband will come and see me and catch me and beat me. So better I go quickly, because I got her money. I already got 1,100 rupees. So I'll have my belly full, better I go quickly. But that lady was Vidushil Mahila. I mean, she's very, very intelligent person. She cooked the rice very quickly and also some sabji. Then the sadhu sat down. But the rice was like, it was being this sabji something, but not properly. And also the rice was like like dry. And he said to her, this rice is so dry, could you put some ghee? Then this tree saying, with a stick, she said like this, like chastising. You told that in my house, 300 meters under the earth, there was some petroleum well. And just some centimeters after below this rice, there is ghee. You cannot see the ghee? You cannot see the ghee? So get out of here like this. You saw that under 300 meters under my earth of my house, there is a petroleum well. And just some meters before, just before putting the rice in the plate, I put ghee. So the rice is just over the ghee, on top of the ghee, and you cannot even see that the ghee is there. So she was beating him, like, get out of here. So she at the end didn't give him like 1,100 rupees, but 11 times she beat him like this. Ela deu 11 pauladas nele em vez de 1,000 rupees e 100, tipo, get só like 1,100 em vez de 1,100. Instead of giving 1,100, she beat him 11 times. So Ravan sat outside, and outside Lakshman Rekha and saying, "Oh, you're just lady. Everything will be destroyed for you. I'm seeing with my vision. Your husband, he's running behind some deer." But actually it was not a deer, it was a bad person, some demon, and your husband was shot. No, sorry, your husband is hurt because of the horn of this deer, and I'm seeing what? Your husband even called your brother-in-law to help him, to protect him, so I'm telling this for your benefit. Come outside and give me food. If you feed the saints, all your obstacles will go away. Sita Devi. Jogamaya had done this all these, no? So Sita came out of this Lakshman Rekha. Actually, the original Sita had already went in the fire, went another place. Original Sita. So Kailas with Shiva Parvati, she was there. So Chaya Sita was there. So Ravan kidnapped the Chaya Sita. And such a big Ramayana came because of this. Let's ask him these questions. Okay? Maybe you can ask. What we didn't understand?